All right, guys, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm alive. It's all good. Whitney is here.
Hey everyone.
Let me pull up my chat. Whitney will start saying hi to people.
We got Cindy Seeley, sorry if I mispronounced these names. Kim Centeno, Valhalla,
Hi, Val. Keith
Val's
Boyd.
here, Keith Boyd.
Race lever.
You got Race.
Race lever. I don't know, something like that. Lever. It looks like, but it could be either. I don't know. Anyway, guys, welcome. Thanks for coming. Sorry if I feel like crap. I'm sorry. I keep saying that, but it's the freaking truth. Um, and I have a fun life, so trying to figure out how to get paid. More on my saga. Got tested for COVID, got paid for the 2 days while I was waiting for the COVID, had to use up my remaining vacation days the 2 days before that. I already used up my sick pay because of um, I've been going to the doctor anyway for autoimmune disorder, trying to figure out what the hell the deal is with that. And so now, since I've been negative, my work does not want to pay me sick pay, even though my rheumatologist and my general practitioner told me to stay home till I've been fever free for 24 hours. That has not happened yet. And so since Friday, I've been going without pay. So this is the way things are working. My company is over 500 people. If it's 50 to 500 people, I guess they're required to pay at least 2 weeks sick pay. I get 1 week sick pay, and then I earn like 1 day a month of vacation. And they want me to go into the negative on my vacation instead of paying me sick pay. And I don't know how long this is going to last. I can't get into my rheumatologist until the middle of May, and that's a video appointment, not like I'm going into the office. Video appointment. Um, Hospitals, doctors' offices are overwhelmed right now, and we're supposed to get all this documentation to see what's going on. Um,
Oh wow, yeah.
so here I am in this thing where I've had a fever. I've had it for a long time. It's probably not COVID because it's probably my autoimmune thing causing it. There goes my internet is unstable. Yay! Everybody's online. Anyway,
Everyone's online now. Yeah, this is what's happening.
it is. I don't know. I have no control over that. But anyway, so FML. I don't know. I called my doctor and um it was right at the end of the shift, so I couldn't talk to my doctor. It was just the receptionist, whatever. So I can't talk to them till tomorrow. And my boss wants me to have something that says COVID in it. It can't say you can't return to work until, you know, oh, well, okay, I guess they're fine with me not going back to work because I have a fever, but I just don't get paid for it, or I have to borrow vacation pay unless they say something like because I'm higher risk of getting COVID. No one's higher risk of getting COVID. Anyone can get freaking COVID. I don't know what the hell I'm trying to say, but if I do get COVID, since I have another morbidity, I would probably get more sick. So anyway, that's
Dang.
my story, and this is fucked up. And Amazon people are striking for kind of the same kind of reasons. Only they actually get more sick pay than we do. Home Depot gets more sick pay. I looked at their sick pay policy, and they, with the COVID thing, they get 2 weeks on top of what they already have. No questions asked, no notes required, no nothing. Okay, I thought my company took good care of me until now.
Mhm.
Now I'm like, yeah, this isn't very cool.
No, and
So,
that just echoes across probably, the United States and just people. I mean, we all know like April and May are going to be pretty tough in terms of the economic, but I mean, you're talking like your story is like real level, like primary source, I say, right? Like you are documenting your time in a pandemic and you can't get anything seriously like you want. Like the
or
doctors are like,
or need. I mean,
yeah, or
okay,
need.
why is it 50 to 500? employee organizations have to give at least 2 weeks sick pay on top of what they already had. Okay, and why
Yeah.
is it that companies that have over 500 people, the ones that can afford it the most, can do it, you know, the most?
Right. The
And why am I
celebrities.
considered an essential employee for one? I I'm a garden chemical sales representative. Are garden chemicals really essential in this crisis? Are they essential? I don't know. Um, I mean, I'd be okay risking my life if it was like my husband. He's a first responder. I'm not a first responder. I don't work at a grocery store. I don't work at Amazon or a restaurant that provides food to people who can't cook for some stupid reason. But I garden chemicals. Okay, we have a few organics, but we don't. I mean, you can
Well,
make
this
your own
is
freaking compost.
seriously. Well, like this goes back to like, we only have like 1,200 check coming to you, or if you're married, it's like 2,400, right? I mean, that's not gonna pay, and like so, companies
That will
don't want
pay
to like
maybe a month mortgage, but it doesn't cover your utilities. It doesn't cover your food. It doesn't cover any other essentials.
no.
It's just it may cover it. It would cover my mortgage almost, almost.
So like the companies are getting like greedy, or like I don't know what do you want to say, like they're I don't know, they're
They're
not.
greedy, yeah.
Yeah, they're
But
okay.
the freaking government, the Congress and the House, even the Democrats that say that they're progressive and for the people, they didn't even put up 1 ounce of a fight, and it pisses me off so bad. I really, they didn't even vote against this bill, and yeah, they could have been seen as holding up this, but wouldn't they look better if they held it up and then we got UBI until this is
Yeah. But will we? Like this is gonna get serious pretty quick,
yeah, and it's
especially
gonna
this
last more
month.
than a month. It's gonna last more than a month. I don't know. What are you guys thinking? Oh my God, Uphill Media is here. Is that John? Hi. I'm just thrilled. John's here. Or maybe John, or maybe someone else under John's name. I don't know. I don't know. But cool. Anyway, I'm pissed. I'm going through hell. I'm sicker than a dog. I've been sick for a long time, and my daughter is begging me not to go to work because she already lost her biological mother a few years ago. She's begging me, okay, not to go to work. If you have a fever, don't go to work. You know, listen to your doctors, do what they say. And I was gonna go to work anyway. I told her this is how this is brought up. I'm like, okay, well, I still have a fever, but I'm not gonna get paid. I should go to work, so I can bring in some money. Since I got tested negative. So, and then, oh my God. Okay, and then, so I got tested negative. Let me find this. Hold on, give me a sec. Where is it? Here it is. Pull it over real quick. Come on over. Come on over there. Here we go. Okay, so then this morning, this morning this article came out. It says if you have coronavirus symptoms, assume you have the illness, even if you test negative. So it goes through this story, and it sounds just like me. Like everything that this person is saying happened to her is pretty much me. But I guess wasn't negative, was positive. And then it goes on to say later on, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but go find this article in New York Times, and it says 30% of the negative tests should have been positive, so they're false negatives. So
Oh.
how good am I supposed to feel about going to work to sell garden chemicals? That's what I would like to know. I mean, I'm not a first responder. I'm not saving people. I'm not providing food. None of that. No, no essentials. Nothing essential. And by the way, I think the essential workers need to be paid hazard pay for doing the jobs that they are doing. Oz's chopped liver, I guess. Oh, Oz's 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 Uphill Media. Oh, I forgot that he's on the board now of Uphill Media. So okay, fix my image. All right, Oz, I love you, Oz. If you want to
Chaos.
jump on Oz and talk about this, I don't care. You're always an honorary woman to me.
Honorary
Um,
woman.
um, anyway. Oh my fucking God. So, this is what my husband says, and he's supporting me, which shocked the hell out of me. I thought he would want me just to go to work no matter what, because, that's the kind of person he is. He'll go to work. Um, unless he has paid time off and he deserves it, and he does because he works his ass off. But
Mm-hmm.
without paid time off, he wouldn't stay home. Um, he wants me to stay home. He wants me to stand up for my rights and for other workers, because if we give in to these corporations and just go to work sick just because they have us over a barrel, and they're not going to pay us and we need the money, then where does that lead us in the long run? So
Desperation.
I'm already fucking desperate. I mean, I've been calling. I already put my student loans on hold because I can't pay them. And luckily, that's one good thing Trump did, is put make it give you the ability to suspend your student loans, because that's $200 a month. Thank God we just paid off my car. That's paid off. That's another 150 a month. So there's that. That's all taken care of. But the mortgage thing, that's the other thing I wanted to talk about. You know, you're in California, right? And they did the mortgage thing where they say you can have um, get your mortgage on forbearance or deferral or whatever. That what they don't tell you, and I know this Jimmy Dore, they talked about this too, but I found out about it actually before I heard it on Jimmy Dore, because I heard it in a speech that Trump did, and so I checked into it with my own mortgage company before that. And this is what they actually do. You can go on forbearance. You can get a 90-day forbearance, but whatever you don't pay in those 90 days is owed on the next payment along with your next payment. How does that help anybody?
That's like a lead up to like a financial crash before
Yeah,
you know
you'll
like
lose your
that.
house for sure,
Yeah,
because if you're not getting paid and you couldn't make the payment, how the hell are you suddenly going to be able to make
you're not.
three,
That
four
was like the
payments at once?
2007. That was the housing crisis issue, right? Like
Yeah,
people couldn't pay all at once or something. I don't.
yeah, the mortgage modification, whatever, they'd modify it, and everything they took off it, you'd suddenly have to owe it at the end of the modification period. I had friends that went through that too. But then there's a second option, number two, which is more reasonable, but there's a lot more hoops to jump through. It's called the deferral, mortgage deferral, and you have to qualify for it. So you have to show documentation of some variety, and I don't know what that is yet, um, but I'm going to apply for it anyway. But that will put everything you owe at the very end. But it's not like they'll just add more months to the end of your mortgage. At the end of your mortgage period, you will owe whatever, like all at once. So
That all at
like a
once is very
balloon
scary.
payment, but at least you may have, 10 years or something to spread it out, depending on how long you've had your mortgage. So, and if nothing go, well, the planet's probably not going to be viable after that anyway. So it's like, why not? That's
Right.
what I would do. I would put it off on that. If things happen to get okay again, then maybe we'll,
Well,
just
that's the
pay
good question,
extra.
right? Like, will things get back to normal? I
We
don't know.
don't know. I really don't think everything's going to be normal again. Hey, Pat the Batman fan, how you doing?
Oh, hey, Pat.
I don't know if that, I don't know. Let me, did your wife want to come on and talk with us? Yeah, if she wants to come on, have her jump on. So I know I've kind of taken over the first half. I don't want to keep this on because really, honestly, I don't, I feel like crap. Um, but yeah, what do you think about the essential workers, like the grocery store clerks, the janitors that work at hospitals, the physicians, the medical assistants, all that are working the front lines, and they're not giving proper PPE and all that.
That
Don't
was
you
what I was
think
just about to
they
say.
don't they deserve hazard pay?
Yes, because it is hazardous because of the amount of people they're interacting with. I mean, yes, some of them are wearing gloves, some of them aren't wearing face masks. and they're coming into contact with
gloves. What do gloves do for an
I don't
aerosol?
know.
That
I don't
doesn't.
know.
That doesn't.
But I mean, like the grocery store people are like, I don't know, just Rite Aid people. I was there, and
Did you
I
get
wear a
that
mask now.
clip of Fosse? Did you see that clip where someone asked him about some kind of report where the aerosol could travel up to 27 feet, and Fosse went, ah, what do you think?
Oh shoot, I didn't see that, but
It
you
was,
talking about Dr. Fauci, the dude like is
yeah,
yeah,
Dr.
okay, yeah.
Fauci. Yeah, the little short guy, the
The
only smart
lightning
one in the
alert.
whole thing.
Yeah.
That one.
Oh God, really? So I know he's been like the voice of reason, and you know, I don't. We don't have to get into politics, but everything's political, I guess. I don't know.
It's all political when you're dealing
Like
with
the
this
Trump
happy horse
briefings,
crap.
it's pretty bad. It's just like here's the data, and just Trump just defers to other people, like explain. Yeah, okay, fine, whatever. Like, but I don't know. It's unsettling.
I know,
Okay.
and the stimulus, it pisses me off because, it was just like when the Patriot Act was passed after 9/11. And then by the way, they passed it again. I mean, before with the Democrats signed it all off. Um, every time a crisis happens, we lose more of our rights, and the
Oh yeah.
corporations get more concentrate. The elite get more bailouts and more concentrated power.
Isn't it
And
called
every single
disaster
time,
capitalism? Yeah.
so it's the elites, I don't know, just capitalizing on every single crisis that the
Every
people
crisis.
face.
For more like control or like I mean you want to say fascism, I don't know, but like I don't know. It's just they do like whatever they can. It's just a perfect opportunity to bail out the elite again. I don't know. It's just constant like
I'm, I,
socialism for the rich.
I mean, because if you look at the amounts, it's like the $1,200 a person is like what they say. I think that they said it was 2 billion. Don't quote me on that. And it's a $2 trillion package. So where did
I
the rest of
know.
where'd the trillions go? It all went up to the elite, and a
All
lot of
to the
it's going
top,
to
yeah.
be like you won't even know where it goes, and and then we're going to be paying the price for it after when there's the inflation and all that happening, because the dollar is worth less, but we'll still be making the same amount of money probably or less,
Mm-hmm.
because everyone will be desperate for a job, and then so they can pay less when there's fewer people looking for or more people looking for fewer jobs, then they'll pay less. I mean, oh my God. Oh my God.
So like the corporations are looking to like crush the people even more during times of crisis. Like they don't want to pay up and they get bailed out anyways. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, why do they need to be bailed? I'm going to say it over and over. The fucking corporations do not need to be bailed out. If they have all that money and can't fucking figure out how to organize their budget, downsize, or whatever they have to do to survive, then fuck them. They don't deserve to be there. I'm sorry.
I know like Trump was talking about bailing out the cruise industries and the cruise industries aren't even like registered in America. They try to like get like tax haven in like the Bahamas or something, right? They register in other countries so they don't have to pay the taxes in America, but they get what? The benefits of
Of our taxpayer
why are we bailing out
dollars.
the cruise industry? Please tell me. Tell me why.
I can't give you one fucking reason. And for one thing, they shouldn't even be in business anymore, not with our environmental catastrophe that we have going on. We don't need things like cruises to exist in our world. That's like
Oh,
the
it's a
least.
distraction, yeah.
Yeah, we don't need cruises anymore. We don't need overseas travel for vacations anymore. We don't need that. We haven't needed that in a long time. We should have stopped that a long time ago. I'm sorry that may be controversial, but we should have stopped that a long time ago. Maybe if we did that, this pandemic wouldn't have spread so fucking fast.
Well, that's one
Sorry.
of the things that no, it's fine. That's one of the things I wanted to bring up was, I mean, speaking of, Bernie Sanders, okay, well, the election's a different topic, but like he
Yeah.
had like what is it like a coronavirus like town hall thingy, but it's like online now. But someone spoke who wrote like a book called pandemic. Her name was Sonia Shaw, and she was basically talking about what you've been talking about for a while and a long time, is the fact that like we're impeding on wildlife and the
Oh no.
edge of wildlife. So the wildlife come in, the humans and these new wildlife who haven't been with each other start to mix.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, like viruses, we're like more susceptible to viruses or something. So she was basically arguing that the pandemic is for us just keep growing and growing into nature, as you say, right? So this is the consequence when we have like these wildlife mixing with us. We're not used to like these animals and stuff. So like pathogens that all something like that. But
Yeah,
she
I
was really
understand
good
what
at
you're
how
saying.
okay. Basically,
I
like
understand it.
okay, so how like human development has made us more susceptible to stronger like pathogens. It was pretty intense, but it was pretty knowledgeable too. Like I'm like, but that made me
Absolutely.
think of you too because I was like, we keep expanding and we don't think we're gonna have any consequences from that.
Well,
And
yeah, because humans will always prevail, they think. But I think in the end, nature will prevail, or at least the planet will prevail. And I'm sorry, we're not gonna beat the overheating planet, which is going to be happening faster and faster. And
mhm,
this virus will not kill everybody on the planet. Obviously, it's probably not even going to make a dent in our population. It may keep it from growing more, but it's not gonna lower the population. I don't think. I may be wrong. I don't know, but I don't think it. I don't think it will.
well,
Um,
estimates, yeah, it's like less than 1% of the world population.
yeah, and meanwhile, they're still popping out babies, and after something like this, people pop out more babies.
I was about to,
Think of
yeah, I thought
think of
if
baby boomers. After
yes,
a crisis, people,
fill
especially
the
being
void.
separated like they were for war or COVID, they come back together and they're gonna fucking pop out babies like no other. So, um, there's that
Yeah.
crazy concept.
No, I actually thought of that. That's funny. You mentioned that. That's good. I usually think about there's gonna be like a boom after this. Oh, we gotta fill in. I know that's morbid, but seriously though, that's what it is. Like after a war,
Mhm.
right? Let's repopulate.
Yes, it's just not. It's human nature, which is, I guess, every animal's nature. The coronavirus pretty much erased climate change from the com conversation. I don't think it erased climate change because there's so much stored in the oceans. There was still like I think the point in March where it's usually the highest of the year. This March was still the highest CO2 reading, even
Yeah.
though it's just because we're releasing it was stored in the oceans. Now it's starting to release from the oceans. And then there's all the ice melt and yeah, the ice extent. I mean, people aren't paying attention to that stuff anymore. They should be,
No.
but this is what's in our face. And
Right.
and that's why I'm talking because it's in my face. That's why I want to talk about it's in my face. you know?
No, it's a serious situation. I mean, when did they come out like yesterday saying? I mean, these are like low end numbers, right? If we like put measures into place, and so even with social distancing, like the virus could kill up to 240,000 people, and then like if no precautions are taken, it's like up to a million, 2.2
Yeah.
million.
But
I
when
mean,
you
we're
think
only at like 5,000, like in the United States.
humans are giving birth to 250 new people a day.
Yeah, there's still that big.
250,000, sorry, 250,000 more people a day than are dying. So that's
Okay, that's
nothing.
staggering.
I know.
What? Who is having all these babies? Tell
Stupid
me.
people who most I don't know. Okay, I'm not going to
Okay,
go into
we
that
won't go
because I
there.
tend
You know what I mean? There's
to
always that's a big number a day. I don't know. That's just like
there's an app on the computer you can just watch the real-time figures of
I think I know what you're
of
talking
births
about.
and deaths and growth in population. Something
It's
like
like
population
worldwide.
calculator or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, there's it of course is no one knows for certain because of things and stuff, but
True. It's just
anyway,
like
but it's supposed to be pretty close. Um, much brighter idea. Okay, race sleeper. Much brighter idea than telling people not to see the world. Wait, I missed something. I don't know. What's a brighter idea than not telling people not to see the world? I just,
um
I don't know. You can see the world all you want on internet. There's all kinds of really cool things through Google Earth and all that. You don't have to actually travel there and use up all that fuel and crap. But 250 per minute. Okay, 250,000 per day, I think, is isn't it? It was last time I checked, but that's been a couple months. Maybe it slowed down. I'm hoping. I ain't dying. I'm fermented. uh, I've been into fermentation lately, so I'm making sourdough. So that's fermentation. If we're gonna have corona babies while being locked in the house. Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
But then they can't go to the doctor, right? So it's kind of risky.
They don't care. You don't care.
Yeah, people are
What
reckless.
happened in the old days? How'd it
They
go
just
here?
did it, I guess. They
Food
pulled
bottle.
through.
A Pood Waddle World Clock. Google it, says Gazar.
Paul says this is just the beginning.
Yes, it
Great.
is. Virus has not even reached the
I
peak.
laugh,
Yeah, it hasn't
coping
reached
by
the
laughing.
peak. Um, where are we? Bold equals stupid AF. Something like this is how it always going to end. Yeah, something. I mean, but people they aren't taking it seriously, which pisses me off for one, because it is serious. And asking people, I mean, there's the humanitarians. I keep having to explain this, but there's the humanitarian side of me that's like, I don't want people to suffer and die, and it sounds like pretty terrible death with this. If they die, it's like,
Mhm. You're alone and
yeah, they
you
can't even
heard
be
up.
by their family, and
Yeah.
it's like no air and gasping for breath and all that. And then there's the other side of me that's like, it's better for the planet. And you have this thing where you're like, okay, overall, if you do what's best for the planet, you do what's best for humans. Humans should have a long time ago reduced their population because they're supposed to be smarter than species that overpopulate and then have another virus or other species come and take them out. Humans are supposed to be smarter than that. They're not smarter than they're like, oh, we can just overpopulate and we doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if there's any food left or whatever. There's plenty for us. We'll just keep taking from the other animals that we need to have on the planet to survive because there's a
I
food chain and a
know.
whole web of life that we fucking need to survive. And but religious people. Okay, I don't want to. I hate getting into
No,
this.
I wanted to bring up something about this. Okay. Have you heard about okay, I'm sure you have. There was a pastor in Florida. I heard there was one on the
Yes.
weekend. Okay. Thank you. I
Oh my god.
wanted to have a quick discussion on this.
Can we just give all religious people a lobotomy or something? Is there a
What are
possibility to
they
do
doing?
that?
It's concerning. I mean, I think that's what's interesting, right? It's like the laws. They think they're above the law at this
The
point.
laws of nature. They think they're above the law of nature. Not just the
Yeah.
laws of the land, but the law of nature. They honestly, the ones that I've talked to, they're like, oh, God has it under control. I put it all in God's hands. That's all. It's good. Everything's good. All good. Whatever he
That's
decides.
like hands. I don't
Hands off
know.
approach.
Yeah.
I have nothing to do with this. I'm good.
Never.
I'm holy. Oh God, I'm sorry if I offended anybody, but that
Well,
offends me. That offends me.
yeah,
Yeah,
because I
but
think that is the concern, right? People in Florida. Um, I wish I knew. I think I know most of the details. I mean, basically, like the pastor said, we're not shutting this church down, and people like driving by with their cars saying, "You got to turn this, shut it down," basically, right?
hmm
And he refused, so the law actually had to like in Florida, right? You're thinking, okay, Republican, you know,
of course. Well, Republicans are the religious ones. If I hear one more Trump
it's
supporter
just
quote revelations, something is definitely going to be revealed. Good one, Tanya. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind religious people, but ones that are just outside of reality are, I mean, come on. There's, you
they
can believe
threatening
in the
the
creator,
economy.
but you can also believe in he created the planet and it's your job to take care of it and to be a good neighbor to other people and other species. If that's the way you believe, then I'm good. But if you just believe you're above everything, because God will just take care of it all, and you can just destroy this planet that He supposedly created all you want, that pisses me off. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
lobotomy for you people, not the ones that believe that God created everything and He wants you to take care of everything. Because because it's your responsibility, as one of his creations. That's fine. If that's the way you believe, fine. But okay, hopefully I got that straight because I can offend people really easily with that.
Well, it just goes with like the law, right? You gotta follow the law. It's even though you're not. Oh, we got Oz. Hey, Oz.
Is
Or
Oz coming?
Rhonda. I think it's Oz.
Is Rhonda? No, he always uses Rhonda Walker.
Okay.
Wisdom above brains. Yes, Pat, the Batman fan. Where are you, Oz?
Basically, the churches are getting shut down because of coronavirus, and they're defiant. But the law is the law at this point. It's about community safety, right? Even if the religious comes in, you gotta like be aware. So that's why that was an interesting story. I thought of you. I was like, I need to.
I want to know what Horus is. Pat, Batman fan says anyone that believes in Jesus should look up Horus. Where does Pat or Oz keep going? What the hell? Good night, Kim. Dinner time. Have a good dinner. I actually ate before I got on. Okay, there he is.
Hey, Oz.
I've got my Rachel Maddow hair on tonight. Is that close?
Perfect. Oh, nice. I like it.
It almost looks like it might be something that came out of my head, sort of. But,
it doesn't look like. Okay, who's the one? Is it Mo that has the straight line?
Mo, Larry, Curly Joe. Yeah, Mo. Do I look like Mo? How are you ladies tonight? I heard Christine saying, like a good neighbor, Christine is there. Is that what you were saying, or what were you talking about?
What?
Yeah, you said we got to be good neighbors, right?
Yeah. Well, we should be good neighbors. We should be good neighbors to not only other humans, but we should be good neighbors to the other species we share the planet with, in my opinion.
Well, I think that we should be good neighbors and help repopulate the planet and pump out more babies, like you were just talking about, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah.
We should pop out more koalas, more kangaroos, more whales, more sharks, more turtles. Those are the kind of babies you're talking about, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Four-legged babies for the most part.
More bumblebees, and I'm all
Yeah.
for that. Religious person, but you can be religious and still have cognitive thought. People who lack that ability shouldn't be able to practice religion. I agree, Tanya. Hopefully you understand. Anyone who believes in religion should be educated in all ancient cultures and religions. They all intersect. Yeah, and that's all I'm saying is like just the people I'm okay with religious people. I'm kind of religious. I just consider the planet, the nature kind of a god that created everything. So I appreciate that. And if you destroy that, you're actually destroying yourself because we're all connected. And I think anyone who believes in another kind of God would have the same kind of concept because if you believe another God, he created everything. So you should take care of everything. Okay, so hopefully I didn't piss anyone off because I don't want to piss anyone off. When I bitch about religions, mostly it's the Mormon church, and they have no concept of anything even close to godliness.
Don't they make good underwear? Or is that Jehovah's Witness?
No, they have the super underwear, yeah.
Yeah, the cobalt underwear, whatever it is.
Yeah, they have the super underwear. And
how you feeling, Whitney? You feeling better?
Yeah, I was telling Christina I had like a bad headache and I was pretty fatigued, and I don't think it was COVID. I mean, I had like a cold. I was never had a fever, so that I know like that was part of Christine's like the New York Times article she was talking about. Basically, like the symptoms you might still have it if you test like negative. I never got tested because I didn't think I had it. It's pretty scary. Basically, like any sickness now, you're just like, holy shit.
I know
everything's amplified. Like I don't know anymore.
I got a scary story for you.
Okay.
My brother and his wife have been trying to sell their house for months and months and months. So they had a deal fall through like last month. They got somebody and now it's in progress. So they've got the house all cleaned out. Long story short, they went to Fred Meyer's tonight to go get a little groceries just to get them through. and they got some grapes. So they took the grapes out, and I'm sure they washed them and cleaned them before they started eating them, but they figured out they got the wrong kind of grapes. So my brother's wife got out of the car and she said, I'll just be a couple of minutes. She took the grapes in to return them and get the right kind of grapes, which I find, wow. But she went in there and he waited 5 minutes, and then 10 minutes, and then 15 minutes. And all of a sudden, an ambulance comes to the Fred Meyer's where they were shopping. Come to find out, she had fallen over and had a seizure, hitting her head on the ground. And the ambulance came and got her, took her to the hospital. My brother followed the ambulance to the hospital. They won't let him in because of the COVID. Now she is exposed with all those frontline workers, and we don't know what the hell's wrong with her. So that's kind of shitty too. Bad luck, huh?
Oh
Oh my
God.
God.
Yeah. It's like, wow.
How is this person related to you?
My brother. My brother's wife.
Wow.
My brother's wife. My brother's
Your
wife.
sister-in-law.
My sister-in-law. She's very, very, very good person, very thoughtful person. She's from Scotland,
Oh
and
wow.
she's that was pretty scary. But just just people having to go to the hospital for other things, specifically accidents or operations. I'd be scared to death. Added to the stress they already have in
I
life
know.
going on, it's just like nuts. So, be kind to your nurses and doctors for God's sakes, because they live it.
And they don't have enough PPE either.
No PPE. Where is the PPE? I heard it was going someplace, or is that true? Or do you know Whitney or Chris?
I know in California, like Governor Gavin Newsom, we got like I want to say like 1,000 broken ventilators or something. So
Oh yeah, they
people
were
here had to,
broken.
yeah,
I
maybe
heard that
more.
too. So they have to fix them before they can be used. Also, they were saying that they've procured some like masks and all that, and there's some shipments being donated from rich guys that can get it
So,
from
yeah,
overseas and stuff like
save
that.
us, Elon. Okay, I'm joking, but
Well, we have friends in our network, Christine, that are using their 3D printers to make
Yeah,
masks,
I
which is
saw I saw that on the news.
yeah, well,
Their
our
friends
friends,
in our network?
yeah, friends, personal friends like Ty and
Really?
some of the other ones
That
are,
was
are
on my local news this morning.
yeah, we're actually part of that, and
Oh,
we've
cool.
offered help, under the auspices of our networking of any supplies they might need and help them get it. So
That's
we're helping.
awesome.
We're
That was
helping.
on my news this morning. I didn't
Yeah,
know.
I
yeah.
want to say I saw that too. That's crazy. That's
And
I
horrible.
Joe,
donated my a lot of my N95 masks to my local clinic.
maybe somebody can answer me a question. Probably not the answer I'm wanting, but Joey's got a yarn template for making masks, and what they were using for the liners inside the masks were lady paper, were the
Tampons? Or
not
no, not tampons, but
not no
pads?
that'd be that kind of
I
mask.
know.
Oh no,
I know
this
what you mean, like the pads. Sorry.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and I don't know, they're not HEPA level, but they're pretty dense, and I was just wondering if they would catch the droplets.
You know what? Don't I wouldn't use those. What I would use is I'd get the HEPA filter furnace filters and
cut
you
them up.
pull out the wires and cut them up and put them in there.
That's a great idea. That is a great
That
idea.
was not my idea as Canadian
No, no,
Prepper.
no, but it's a great idea. I mean, I've got an attachment for my mask just to make me look a little more human. I'll show you. Here it is. So I put
Uh,
my mask here, and then I'm incognito and safe. So
nice.
that's just just to somebody who's bored as I am these days. I've got to switch it up a little bit and be safe.
Right.
Right, right. How's
Um,
Greg? How's Greg doing?
he's doing okay. He went back to work and he's kind of freaking out.
Of
Being back
course.
to work and everyone else at his work is freaked out. They have an ambulance like now always parked outside his work. So,
Wow. Wow.
um, just to take care of anybody that
That's
might get sick.
formidable. Ambulance outside your work. So is Amazon gonna have that for
Oh, they've
their
always had that because yeah, because they make the conditions so unlivable that they have to
Oh, that's right.
regularly. Yeah,
It's
yeah, that was a thing
convenient for them. Yeah, okay, I
at
get it.
Amazon. Yeah, so that's not a new thing. But now their workers are on strike, which is cool. Um, I don't know how many are or how long, or if they're still on strike, but they went on strike. Did you hear about that?
Yeah. Well, speaking of strike, you see this behind me here?
Rent
Rent
strike.
strike
Strike.
2020.
We did a show last night with Rent Strike 2020, and we had 11,000 people sign up in the Action Network to participate in that. We
Nice.
didn't have that many. We had like, oh, close to 1,000, but we had so far we're about 1,200 views and 160 likes, which is really good. So there was a good interactive. Plus, we restreamed it across some other platforms. The reason why I bring this up is because for some reason the Facebook platform wouldn't let the thing be shared, and I'm thinking it's because it had strike in it or something that the algorithm has blocked because they're clamping down more and more on
Protests of any variety.
protest,
Yeah.
activism. We're fake news. We're not blue checked or anything. We're just terrible. So
Yeah, and they probably understand that right now, while people can't pay their rent, they're more willing to sign up for something like that, and
sure.
like say, yeah, this is not me being lazy and not paying my rent. This is me standing up for this crazy bullshit where they give the corporations and the elite the cake and give us the crumbs when they're the elite are the ones that caused the problem in the first place. So yeah, I think you're gonna get a lot of people mad, and I just can't wait to figure out how the hell I'm gonna handle my mortgage when I mean $1,200 really. That's like
Really?
that's not even 1 month's mortgage.
Yeah. And what happens
So
if you don't pay it? What happens? I mean, they don't have any federal guidelines in place. I just
there's a little bit of a thing. I don't know how helpful it is. I went through it earlier though. Um, so there is like forbearance where you
mhm.
can, apply for forbearance, super easy to get, and then you can put off your payments for like 3 months.
Yeah, I heard you talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
But at the end of those 3 months, you owe the whole amount.
Great. Well, that helps out a lot.
That helps out nada at all.
Yeah,
Sorry. There,
thank you very much. Thank you very
yeah,
much.
so don't
Get out.
apply for the forbearance.
Get
Just pay
out.
as much as you possibly can. And
Yeah.
then there's the deferment, which is a little more helpful.
Yeah.
It puts your payments at the end of the loan, but it's not like they just add payments to the end of your loan. It's like you owe all of it at once at the end of
Yeah.
your loan. It's like it's a
Talk to Graham Elwood
balloon.
about that and see how that worked out for him. So
No, he did the
I know. I
there,
know.
which is another one they do, the mortgage modification,
Modification.
which
That
was kind of the same thing, only it was a partial. They lowered it a little bit, and then you paid those payments, and then at the end of the period, you owed all the amount you didn't pay. So it was kind of the same thing as the forbearance,
yeah.
only slightly better because you didn't know the whole thing at the end of it.
And
So
then they
yeah,
modified him right out in the street, right?
exactly.
With 6 million
So
people,
well, I
other
figured the planet won't last long enough for me to get to the end of my mortgage term.
well,
So.
that's glass half full. That's very, very good of you. And being that we're having earthquakes come in, that should help
Oh my
too.
God, yes, that's the other thing.
Right
Earthquake.
along. I called that one. I called it last week.
I we okay, I didn't feel it. We saw it. Like
Yeah.
all of our lamps and everything and water in our glasses were going like this and our lamps. Well,
Mhm.
it was probably like 500 miles away. So,
Ah, ooh.
and it was like 6.0.
Yeah,
It's big.
6.5, yeah. And aftershocks to boot. Lots of aftershocks.
Yeah, but the one we felt was 5.7, and it was like 5 miles away, or no, 20 miles away from me, 5 miles away from where my husband was at the
Yeah.
time.
Well,
So we felt that one a lot.
that's kind of payback for you guys all supporting fracking because they've got some major fracking going on in that area too. So I'm sure that exacerbated it. So I know, I'm being ironic. I
I'm not
noticed.
speaking out against fracking.
I know. I see that. Let me see. Rich Diana had a couple of points here. One reason the supermarkets are getting overwhelmed is so few people are getting food from the restaurants, and I never thought about that.
I
Thank you.
never thought about that either.
Yeah.
That's a good
Great
point.
point, Rich Diana.
Good point.
Excellent point.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, people start making masks out of maxi pads.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what they're doing. We saw that. So,
Oh
yeah.
crap. Wiser to clean, detox your body so your system can handle things as it should than worry about masks. Then you're likely to just be asymptomatic.
Yeah.
No big deal if you get any virus. Yeah, but you could still be spreading it.
Yeah, I think your
Um,
idea of sticking tampons in your nose and your mouth is probably even safer.
yeah, but no, but the masks pretty much keep you from getting other people sick. They don't keep you
Yeah,
from getting sick.
yeah, that's a
So,
thoughtful way of approaching it. Put a maxi pad on your head.
yeah, stick it over
Be
your mouth.
care.
I mean, it has the tape on it already. You just.
Sure, why not? Yeah, it might rip my mustache off. If I draw a little face on it, that might be okay too.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Quit laughing.
But do can't help it. But do
Okay,
but
Joe
do
Biden, pay attention. Joe Biden.
detox. Uh, do
There
I was using my elbow,
you were. Now, don't bump elbows with a presidential candidate. That's in poor taste.
but I want
I know
to.
you want to crack him in the head with it. So.
I know. It would be more like, you know, but yeah, you made me forget my fucking point. Damn
I'm
it.
sorry. I'm sorry. I did try and book you on The View for next week. They're going to get back to me. So
Okay. All right. Thanks.
check it.
Thanks. I'm sure they're right on top of that.
Oh, they sure were today too. So
Oh, it pissed them off, I think. I'd be gone so fast. Fracking destroys the water used for good. Yeah,
yes.
I know it does. That's what I've been
Yep.
yeah. I've raged about that for I used to go by the reservoirs around where they're doing the fracking and check out the water levels at the reservoirs. And then I would take video of the the ponds where that water went after. Yeah, reservoirs this big, ponds,
Well, don't you think that Nestle will figure out a
tailings
way to
ponds.
use that fracked water and sell it? They'll turn
Oh
it into
yeah, they
water
probably
and
would if they
make eye
could.
drops out of it or mouthwash or, enemas or
A mask also keeps you from touching your face. Yeah, I kind of need that. I don't know if you noticed. I
yeah.
touch my face a lot,
Yeah.
and I don't know. It's a nervous habit. I've always had it. Of course, most people do it, but I think I'm worse.
Why do you
But
do that?
because I have anxiety.
Are you touching your face to see if it's still there or
I
no?
know, covering my face because
Covering your face?
I'm hiding.
Yeah, you're hiding. You don't have to hide from us.
I don't know. I've always done it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't help it. I always want to hide a part of my face. It's weird. Okay, stop it.
I don't understand. You ladies are so pretty, and here I am with this face that can think of clean. I'm never trying to hide my face. It's just out there. So
Well, today I don't feel pretty. Shit. I just got jumped out of the shower. I'm like, screw this. I'm not doing anything. I'm not curling my hair. It just is what it is. And
got a pajama
I don't
day.
feel, huh?
Pajama day, huh?
Well, it's been a pajama day for 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, I forgot. We're all having pajama day.
I'm like, shit, I better put a shirt on.
Oh my god. Shit, now I got a cough. Hold on, I'm muting myself.
My mute doesn't work or I'd do it. A good mute. Mine won't mute. I was one of these things got to figure out why my mute doesn't work.
We'll fix it. I've got nothing else to
Yeah.
do.
But we need a third person on because, or at least play it because, like, the people, like, you guys wouldn't hear me, but the people in the chat would hear me when I mute up.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, we'll fix it. We'll fix whatever.
what the hell? Okay, we're gonna keep this short though because I really, honestly, I have a headache. I don't feel good still. Um, I just have a massive headache trying to deal with my work and stupid notes from doctors. It's like, don't they realize that the medical system is kind of overwhelmed right now?
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
Gazar says that fracked water has formaldehyde content in it.
hmm
Yes,
Yeah, I've
Gazar.
heard that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it has 100 other things that are
Yeah.
not in the book. They
They have
are
a proprietary blend that they're not allowed to disclose because it's proprietary. Like,
proprietary,
yeah,
like antifreeze,
they have,
dog
yeah,
crap,
the chemicals used in fracking are undisclosed.
whatever works for them. I'm sure there might be even some mercury in there if you're lucky.
Probably.
Yeah,
And
why
yeah,
not?
we
Yeah.
are so fucked.
Yeah,
Stupid.
well, yeah,
This
I mean,
virus is just the small, this is what we're feeling because it's right there in our face. This is just what we're feeling. But we are so fucked otherwise. And welcome to the fucking end of times.
Well, what do you think about them instead of putting fluoride in toothpaste to put the fluoride in the fracking stuff because it's toxic too, right?
Mm, yeah,
So
fluoride's toxic.
fluoride is toxic. Yeah, it's so good for you though. It makes your teeth.
Oh, fuck. Oh yeah, I remember what I was gonna say. I was in response. I was gonna say I do take care. I take milkweed, um, turmeric. Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting all the stuff I'm taking right now. I'm like taking all these good things. Garlic and honey, which is supposed to be really good. Um, all kinds of things. Chris Foster's here! Yay! Yay!
Hi, Chris.
I should probably be in my pajamas. And you're not? It's probably like, what, is it 3, 4 o'clock in the morning there, Chris? Up there in Yorkshire? Yorkshire?
Yorkshire. Sorry.
Yorkshire.
Okay. I think.
Yorkshire.
Welcome.
Sorry.
I know you have to say it all snooty because it's Yorkshire.
Yorkshire. Yorkshire.
Yorkshire.
Very well, Whitney.
At least you're wearing pajamas. If you were naked, it would be a whole different show.
Is that an invitation?
Yes, it would be.
They're going to
I'd get
clamp
a
down.
lot more views, I bet you, until they took me down.
They're going to be throttling Zoom down because I guess people are showing their junk to each other on Zoom. Oh my gosh.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, it's just another excuse to
No.
put the fingers on Zoom meetings. So they're going to try
Oh
and.
God, I hope not. God,
Oh,
they better not be spying on people.
oh, sure. Why not?
They will be, I know. I know they
Oh,
spy. Just your stupid phone. Like
yeah.
you talk to somebody about something and then it's showing up in your YouTube feed, like just what you were talking about. It's so
Yeah.
creepy. And
Yeah.
then in like the ads that shows up, oh my, well, I already knew the ads, but it's starting to show up in like YouTube suggested videos. Like everything I talk about shows up in the YouTube
Well,
suggested videos.
they perfected it now. It used to be when I looked at stuff, they'd send me an ad for the same damn thing I just looked at 5 minutes
Yeah,
ago.
or you just bought.
Yeah, but now,
Now it's not. It's what
no,
I'm.
it's worse. I'm thinking about it, and then the ad shows up.
I
What the
know.
hell? What is going on here? How does that work?
That's happened too.
Yeah, yeah, and that's not that's just not a sort of happenstance. I was thinking about several things over the last 3 months, and all of a sudden, I'm starting to see ads for it. Do they have like little tiny cameras that look into your brain while you're on the net, or what?
I'm getting kind of afraid. Maybe they put little chips in our brains somewhere along the ways that we don't know about.
Brave new future,
I
baby.
I know.
Friday nights with Amber King.
At
We
least fracked water may kill anthrax spores.
Yeah, anthrax spores.
Yeah. Or what about all the other stuff coming out of the permafrost and stuff?
Yeah,
So,
no, whatever.
oh,
Two.
what world are we living in for fuck's sakes? I mean,
I
God.
don't know. Not a good one right now.
Yeah, shoot, man.
Let's see. Anyway, what while you're here, Oz, what do you think about essential workers, like grocery store clerks and all the people that are forced to work, saying they're essential? Don't you think they should get paid hazard pay?
Absolutely. They should get hazard pay plus.
I mean, they're just making the normal wage they always make. Um,
No, it's not about the money at this point.
no,
It's
it
they should
isn't.
get the hazard pay, period,
And they
doctor.
should have the PPE and
They
all
should have
that.
all the PPE, and I don't know who's keeping their thumb on the PPE and where it goes, but if you don't use it now, you're not going to need it later. So,
Hmm.
hazard pay, frontline workers, essential people, um, it needs to be done. So there's incompetence at all levels, and when I hear Uncle Donnie talk about, well, if we keep the death rate under 100,000, we're doing a great job. I mean, wow,
I
really?
know.
You're qualifying failure with your bullshit. I mean,
I know, I know, I know.
it's always everything. So what else you
They did
got?
everything wrong from the beginning.
Oh yeah, for out of the gate, and history is got to be rewritten at some point on that.
Okay, the other part you missed, the Patriot Act was written during another crisis,
Oh yeah,
um, 9/11.
George Bush.
So now we have, this crisis, coronavirus,
Yeah,
and they're doing a lot of the same bullshit, taking away a lot of our freedoms
yep.
on top, which, I don't consider it taking away your freedom if you're protecting other people's freedoms by separating people and taking them off the streets to keep people from getting sick, okay? Because, like I said before, your constitutional right to throw your fist ends at my nose. So don't, that's, you just can't endanger other people's lives,
No,
right?
you can't.
Not purposely, not irresponsibly. But there's other rights, so the surveillance state and more of the censorship and all that. That that was in that bill for
Right.
the CARE Act or whatever, and it took care of more corporations than it did people. So I want to hear your spill on that,
On the Patriot Act?
on the CARE Act.
Yeah, well, they just put the Patriot Act on steroids, right?
Oh yeah, they did.
Yeah,
They
I mean,
did. I mean,
they
that was after the fact, after 9/11, after the Democrats fucking did
yeah.
it.
Well,
So
yeah, I mean, we have a duopoly in this country that is run by they're just puppets for the wealthy and the oligarchs going on here. So, yeah, and all this, excuse me, I'm gonna get you demonetized. This fuckery is being done,
I swore enough. No, it's not your fault.
yeah, as this is going on, as we are feared to death as a populist, they're doing all this shit in Congress. I keep seeing up on my different feeds what they're doing, and I'm going, ooh, pain, ooh, They're just drilling us with this, and the Democrats are right in there with them doing it, baby. They're voting for everything they want to do. So don't talk to me about how Democrats are fighting for us. They are not fighting for us. They are fighting for their donors.
And I'm so disappointed in
Well
all of
said.
the all of the ones that are supposed to be progressives, the gang, whatever. I'm sorry.
Well,
Bernie
they're
Sanders and the gang, and even Tulsi Gabbard, they all just voted for this CARE Act without even a little tiny little squeak about, hey, this shouldn't, I'm not going to vote for it as long as you're doing this with the corporations. Won't we separate the people from the corporation? They could have fought a
yeah.
lot harder, than they did, and they did nothing,
Why do you think?
nothing,
Why did they? Do you think they did nothing?
because they're co-opted now, and
Co-opted? They're either what threatened,
they're
Yeah, the
probably
threatened.
threatened, and
bribed with
their position of power is more important.
yeah,
Or
position of power, or
yeah, the chair. I don't care if Bernie lost his chair positions. I think he'd be more powerful actually speaking out, with
well,
his following. I don't care. He,
yeah,
I mean, they won't let anything get passed out of those committees that they're in. So what difference does him? Anything he really wants will not get out of those committees. So he'd be better off using his bully pulpit and speaking and
exactly.
and getting people to get mad and get angry and fuck the Democratic Party, become an independent again, and
Yep.
just speak out if he really cared. But I'm beginning to wonder if he wasn't just fucking planted there to be a sheepdog for the fucking Democratic Party again. Okay, I'm pissed. I'm sorry. I'm pissed. And
Don't
I've
apologize.
tried
Everybody.
so hard to support Bernie after last time, and he didn't even support us after all the cheating and shit. He didn't even stand up for us.
Well, a lot of
So,
us hang our hats on the issues, and it's not about the person. I will
no,
grant
it's not about the people.
I'll be the first one to grant Bernie credit for bringing this to the attention and setting the platform originally. But
Yes.
I'm going to tear him apart just like I tore Tulsi Gabbard apart and the rest of them when they bent the knee. Bernie hasn't bent the knee totally, but everybody's criticism I think is valid right now about how his campaign approached this thing because you can't take a knife to a gunfight. And what they did, they tried to play nice and play both sides of it, and they should have in the beginning looked at history and see how that works out for the good guy all the time. Never happens. The rich and the powerful usually win. And I will finish that by saying, ask yourselves, the whole group here, what has, and I'm going to say the Democratic Party, we know the Republicans are, what has the Democratic Party establishment, all the reps, done for the actual working poor over the last 30 years? Let's start it when Bill Clinton took office. What have they actually done for us? And I'd like to see people put that in text if they can. Usually it's kind of silence for a few minutes and a couple of bullshit things like the Affordable Care Act, or they'll say, well, it could have been a lot worse. I mean, is that like you just give up? It could have been a lot worse. Come on, tell us. Power and money corrupts. Choctaw Warrior, right on. And Pat, the Batman fan. Each congressperson represents their donors, not their constitutional, not their constitutional commitment that they made with oath of office. All the Democrats have been in violation of their constitutional oath of office in this Congress and the two before. I will argue that till the next coming of Christ. The Constitution was designed to protect the money from the beginning. Uh, Anyway, Knight's votes. Knight,
Dump's pushing his Green New Steel.
yeah, green is steel. That's great. That's
I
great.
like the Green New Steel. I think you're kind of right there. I get in trouble going against the Green New Deal, but it really is just another way to
I don't
give
even know
money
what is the
to the
Green New
wealthy.
Deal and that they're talking about? Is it a catchphrase? Because what I see it as being something special, but they haven't really laid it out there. So it's just a term right now.
It
I
is
want
a term saying we're going to be greenies, and
yeah,
there is kind of a framework, but it doesn't really talk about protecting biodiversity.
well, everything
And
needs a
and
label, you know
yes,
that? So,
I know. Well, just labels, catchphrases, this and that, and that's all that anyone is running on.
sure.
And yeah, I mean, what different? We don't have a say in this election anyway. I mean, Biden, really, Biden, and
No, not
and
really, not
I'm
really.
going to veto Medicare for all, Biden,
Election fraud,
and
election integrity,
Russia. Yeah, no integrity.
none whatsoever.
Yeah,
None. And
that
people say,
and then
"Show
they're
us
saying the
proof."
Cuomo thing that they're going to hand us Cuomo, and you can totally see the media like putting him in this golden shining halo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
What do you think about that, ladies? They want us to dump Biden, Sleepy Joe or whatever.
he
Or
wasn't running for president. There is
oh, come
a
on,
another
everybody!
person running for president that
Every,
people actually voted for.
no, they want a gangsta in the White House. I mean, that would really cap off the deal. Put the gangsta in the White House. Como has done everything for the money interests up to this point and will continue. He's talking a good game. He's saying what he should, what a normal honest person should. But look at the guy's record. I mean, taking money, stopping programs. I mean, Poston Fiorella just nailed his ass to the wall the other night. I hope everybody checks that out on the combo
Me
cast.
Casas,
Yeah.
Sue Casa,
Yeah,
MCS.
yeah. Check those guys out. I mean, I don't have to do the
Yeah.
research. It's right there. They've already done it. And oh, it's fake news. No, it's not. They're using actual research and historical record. Come on, man.
Even says name a presidential candidate you liked.
Me?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh my God, me. That in my lifetime. Well, I kind of sort of like Jimmy Carter, but he had his problems too. And what I do like about Jimmy Carter to this day, at least he got out and he was trying to build houses for people that need them. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I
the
did
rest
like
the rest of them could suck eggs. I mean, they have all been garbage. And
Bernie Sanders and Jill Stein.
yeah, yeah.
Until recently, I've been very disappointed in Bernie
Well, the
Sanders.
candidates, yeah, I should
And
have
I
listened.
did like, I'm just being on and like, you know, Tulsi Gabbard. I liked her, and now I'm kind of like, what the fuck happened there too?
You didn't like Mike Bloomberg?
No.
You guys ever heard the slogan, Mike will get it done?
Mike will get it done.
Mike
And
will get it done. What the fuck he'll get done? He's not going to tell you.
I'll
It'll
say
be a surprise when he does it.
this one's for
Surprise
Pat
when
the
he-
Batman fan. I gotta say, when we're talking about these candidates, all of them, when you lie down with dogs, you get up with fleas. Jean Harlow, back in the day, the film noir. She was right, and she meant it as far as sleeping with the directors and the Weinsteins and everything else.
Mhm.
She wouldn't do it, but a lot of those ladies did to make their careers. You lie down with those damn dogs, you're going to get up with fleas. And I see that the same way as bending the knee to the DNC and the establishment Democrats. Now, Bernie's been playing along because they own the game, but that was his choice. Whether it was a good one or not, I don't know. But still, when he turns around and says, hey, everybody support Joe Biden, because he signed the oath. When he signed that oath, he was signing that oath for all of us. And he didn't sign it for me. Fuck that. I'm not going to do that, So that's where
No
I'm at.
kidding.
We don't
Well,
have any candidates. We got Bernie right now. He's the best choice, I believe. The rest of them, nah, no
and
way.
I'm not very pleased with him right now. So,
No, we're very unhappy with him, but I'm not going to let him twist in the wind if he stays in and fights to the end. Hey, I'm a poet and don't know it.
okay,
So
Dee Dee Sunbeam wants to know why I don't like Bernie Sanders at the moment. Because he's not standing up for the people. Oh my
go
God.
ahead. Go ahead. Same reason that I'm unhappy with his campaign. It's not personal.
He voted for this CARE Act instead of standing up and even though it was going to pass no matter what, the gang should have voted against it because it was only crumbs to the people and cake for the elite. And he should have stood up at least and yelled from the top of the rooftops, gone on every show he could go on and saying, "Hey, this is not right." He should have said that. Um, that being said, he is the best candidate. So, yeah.
Whitney, what's your feeling?
So I don't even know anymore because ever since Bernie Sanders, I mean, I'm sorry, but ever since Bernie Sanders is like, he's been like disappearing. I mean, I saw he had like an online town hall and I thought I got something out of that, but that's just him like giving other people voices. I didn't really hear from him. So it's kind of hard for me. I mean, I love Bernie Sanders, right? Like
I do too, but saying, "Oh, what's his name? Joe Biden's my friend and he could win against Trump." You're
yeah.
competing against Joe Biden. And Joe Biden can't win against Trump. That's a flat out lie. You're
Well,
lying when you say that.
you can't
I like
win.
how I don't want him to bend the knee. I really
I
don't.
don't either. I want him to stand up against the
Game of
DNC.
Thrones references, right? Bend the knee, my lord.
Here's how Joe Biden wins.
I
They
don't know
either
who that
rig the
is.
voting machines and the optical scanners, or Trump craters this pandemic thing so bad that people die that piss people off that support him. That's the only two ways I can think about it. You
I
know,
just
election
don't.
fraud,
Yeah, go
whatever.
ahead.
And it's like, really? Ew. You know, when those two choices for president, it's like me picking up a dead mouse and putting it in the garbage. I mean, Jesus, I can't do
Yeah,
that.
there's no choice there.
There's no choice there.
So
And
don't tell me Biden will win against Trump because you know damn well he
no, he won't.
won't.
He
And he
won't win.
wouldn't be a good president. And he's not a good person. And he
Nope.
shouldn't be your friend.
Yeah,
That's
believe women.
okay.
Believe women. Believe women, by the way.
Believe women.
Unless it's
Yeah,
Joe
believe
Biden.
women.
Unless it's Joe Biden. I mean,
Yeah. Unless it's someone going, yeah, saying,
Oh, I know.
choosing Joe
Yeah.
Biden, then don't believe them.
hey. You know what? My sister and her partner, you know, they were all
All
over that
right, Dee Dee.
that one with Kavanaugh.
Okay, Dee Dee's
Carol.
good people.
Yeah, Dee. But you know what? They were so backwards on Blaisley Ford when it was Kavanaugh, but now when it's Biden, these two women, they're partners, they're lesbians, and they said, "That's a lie. Joe Biden never did that." And I'm thinking, "Oh my God, my teeth are going to break out of my head and fall on the ground. You hypocrites. Believe women." Here I am, the honorary woman, defending the women, and they're defending a creepy Joe Biden who is probably one of these powerful men rapist pieces of crap. Sorry, and I stand by this statement, by the way, because we're online and we're live. So anyway, that's where
You
I'm at.
have to, because you'll
I'm
be
going.
reminded of it later.
I'm such a popular person when I'm walking into a room with vote blue, no matter who people. It's like the temperature drops and it starts snowing from the ceiling, and I just thank you. I brought the carrot. You can stick it anywhere you want. So,
Yeah, Joe Biden does. Boomer, you voting yes on this bill could give leverage when a second bill is done. I think you'd have more leverage before the first bill is done. It's like, no, you want that second bill, you take care of the people first, then we'll work on the other bill.
exactly. You can't
They
play those games. You got to play hardball out of
You
the
can't
gate.
give you don't give people the other
No,
side everything they want, all your
no, you don't.
donors and shit, everything they want right off the bat,
Yeah,
and
you
then
don't
say, "Oh,
start
we'll work on the other stuff later." No, you give the
right,
people what they want first, and
right.
then work on the other stuff later.
Exactly.
But
That bill had no business being an omnibus bill. The way they packaged it should have been split. If they wanted to give their buddies a big bailout, they should have taken care of the people first. Because guess what? Next month we're going to need more than what we got this month. Dee Sunbeam made a point here, and that I wanted to say. Dee Sunbeam, OSC, AOC is jumping ship. Did you see that James Carville is praising her now? Jesus, if James Carville praised me, I'd want to kill myself. So that's crazy.
I know.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Yeah, so Tanya says Bernie is continuing to hold his punches rather than punching up because he's clearly afraid if he punches up, he's not going to get elected. Holding his punches hurts everybody. Has it helped him
It hasn't.
holding his punches? It hasn't been a
2016, did it help
damn
him in
thing.
20?
In fact,
Yeah.
they've used everything against him. He will pull his punches, and then Joe Biden and Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, all those people
Oh yeah. Oh
will
yeah.
smear the shit out of him, and all the corporate fucking media will smear the shit out of him. It doesn't matter. he would have been better off just sticking to his guns and punching up and letting the chips fall where they may. He didn't gain any ground by pulling his punches. I don't think. Not with the people anyway.
I
Maybe
agree.
with the establishment, but not with the people. And they still the establishment isn't. They're not even considering him as a second. Even though they
Choice.
cheated him, he would have been first, but they cheated him, so he's second.
Now
They
they're
want to
bringing
bring in James Cuomo over him
Yeah.
at the
Yeah.
end because
Andrew Cuomo.
Biden's an obvious messed up. I mean,
Dementia.
he's a little dementia
Oh my
headed
God.
and
Every
stuff.
week. It's so painful. It's so painful.
Oh
So
my
can
gosh,
we
I
call
can't deal
them?
with the politics anymore. I
Can,
just can't. I can't.
Yeah.
well, yeah, that's what you got me for. I'm like a little I'm like a little ventriloquist dummy here. Chris Foster said the wig of truth has spoken. I appreciate that, Chris. I'll wear
Aw,
that as a badge of honor.
we
Thank you
love
so
Chris
much.
Foster.
Yeah,
Um,
Chris, that's funny. I love that.
Bernie's too decent for the present system. Yeah, I just wish he would be more
Yes.
like.
Yeah.
I just wish he would be more him. Okay,
Yeah. Can't we get the Incredible Hulk to give Bernie a transfusion? Like smash,
get
break,
mad. I
yeah,
mean, he did.
turn green
He
and
did
grow.
cuss at someone at CNN. That was nice.
Oh my God, Bernie said a bad word. Oh
I
no.
know. I know. No debate on how it should have gone.
Yeah, shit.
Um. Yeah. Let's see. Thanks, Dee Dee. Welcome to the family, Dee Dee. Chatawar haha wig of truth. Bills to die in the next decade, and we worry about details. I know, isn't it bullshit? I
Yep.
don't want to deal with that
Yep.
shit anymore.
I know. I mean,
It gives you something to vent about, and that's about it.
absolutely. That's
Cuomo
it.
over Biden. I kind of agree, Keith.
Cuomo over Biden.
I
Is
mean
that like
Biden,
eggs over easy? Is that what
but
you're?
but I still think it's bullshit. It's like
Oh yeah, it
stuff
is.
this person down your throat. I mean,
They
even
want
though
somebody.
nobody voted for him.
They want somebody that they can lock in for 8 years over Biden.
Yeah,
But, that's why they're talking about getting a good, strong VP because Biden's going to drop over dead day after he takes
yeah,
the.
I know. Like,
Well, didn't
It's
he
like
say he wants it to be a female, right? His
he
VP?
said. I hope it is, but I hope it's not Kamala Harris. I mean,
I
shit.
or
almost think it will be, right? Like,
Probably. I mean, that's their only choice that I can think of. I don't think
I
Stacey
was
Abrams
thinking
is high
so.
enough on their food chain, but who knows?
Bernie's too much of a Care Bear. Politics is cutthroat.
Oh, that is so true. Hey, highlight that. Highlight that. Care Bear politician. I love that.
What are you talking about? Highlight it.
Well, I think
Yeah.
we should steal that and put it in Twitter or something. He's too much of a Care Bear politician because he's a nice person. He's a human being.
Yes,
40
he
years.
is. Okay,
40
you
years.
highlight it.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with it.
I
That's
gotta.
cool.
Yeah.
Just make sure you quote him.
Yeah. Bernie's too much of a Care Bear politic. Too much of a Care Bear politics is cutthroat. Okay, I'm going to copy that so I can remember it.
Okay, Dee Dee says, how do y'all hold out any hope for the future? I'm feeling completely hopeless. Dee Dee, you've come to the right place.
Yeah.
We're living day by day and trying to enjoy every day we have because
Day,
I don't think the
day,
future
day.
tense anymore. I don't really think about hopes and dreams for the future. I just try to live in the moment. I try to do gardening, try to spend time with my animals and enjoy that, my husband and my kids. Um,
Yeah.
the ones that live with me that I can still spend time with other than FaceTime on my computer with the other ones. But yeah, you came to the right place. We're kind of all in the same boat, I think. Right, guys? And
Yeah.
now you guys answer that question.
Yeah. Whitney, answer that question. I've been running off the mouth here. Swat
Yeah,
me.
we got to go here really soon. It's like I'm late. I'm late and I'm tired.
Well, I mean, yeah, we are living in tumultuous times, I guess, and I don't know what people want to call us. I don't know if you guys like the term doomsday people, but like, I don't know. There's just so much going on. I mean, a plague is something I wasn't expecting, or right, a pandemic. But we definitely knew something was going on with the future and like, humanity's future, civilization, right? Experts are telling us it's the global average temperature, right? If it reaches this threshold, it's gonna, civilization's at risk. And we have been talking about that for a couple months. I know you guys have been talking about it for years, probably, but I'm just saying,
Biodiversity loss
yeah,
and yeah,
just everything's
ocean.
adding up and it's accelerating now as we go into the future. So, we thought something was happening you know, but we have a pandemic to deal with now. I mean, who knows what's in the future, right? Day to day. But like, I don't know. We just knew. We're the group that knows. Okay,
Yeah.
we pay attention to the data and the science, and we try to live through that, I guess, right? So, I mean, we try to make better choices because we know that the temperature is rising. You know, how are we going to survive? If this is like a preview, right? You know, food shortages. I mean, this should just help us prepare for whatever the hell is coming next. I don't. Yeah, the 2020s. I thought like you said in the beginning of the year, the Jetsons. No, that's not happening.
His wife.
It's not gonna be the Jetsons, guys.
The Jetsons, man. No way. I want to go back to the Flintstones with Chris.
I
Go
know.
back. Well, that we might be. Who knows? Are we
Sorry,
gonna
I
be
used
in
to watch that as
some?
a kid. Hi, Poppy. Hi, Poppy.
Bobby.
I mean, what does the future hold? But we know, like scientifically, it's gonna be a much warmer world, and that is part of that's probably more diseases, which is what
Yeah,
I'm not
all the
saying this
diseases
is,
being
but
released from the permafrost. We kind of knew that was a thing, but I think most of us were focusing on the warming and the catastrophic weather events and oceans dying, food shortages, flooding in the
Stop it, Human.
breadbasket. There's so many things. It's like this is like the last thing on my mind
yeah.
Yeah. Scary, scary, scary.
going to become this prominent this fast for
Yeah.
me. But yeah. So yeah, this is
And I had one
Oz.
more thing
Dee
to
Dee
say. I
wanted
can't
to know who the
remember.
guy was.
The guy was.
Who the guy was. You're Oz, not
Oh,
not Sheila Oz.
yeah, I'm Sheila.
Oh yeah, Sheila Oz today. Sorry, this is Sheila Oz.
Sheila Oz. This is Sheila Oz with hair. So I'm Oz. I'm Oz's.
Okay, guys, we gotta get going. Poppy, you're late. Damn it!
Okay.
You're gonna have to go back and watch from the beginning. But welcome, thanks for coming. Even though we're almost out of here because we've already been on for almost an hour and a half, and I am beat. I've been sick
Can I do a
forever.
quick PSA? Quick PSA.
Yes, yes, do a
I'm
quick
going to start a
PSA.
new show called The Daily Dive. I'll look at news of the day in the mornings. I'm going to try to do it every day starting next week. Anybody that wants to come on and beat the hell out of me or bring some news, please join me. It's going to be called The Daily Dive, news from our perspective.
What time of days? Sorry.
It'll probably be about 10 o'clock, somewhere in there. It depends on what's going on, but we'll share it out and get it on there. It'll be on Uphill Media. So
Oh, cool. It's on uphill. Sweet.
yeah. It might be fun. Might be
Yeah,
fun.
I'll have to jump in with you one day.
And Whitney, when you're
Whitney
feeling up
too.
there, I'd still like to do something with you guys. So, at least have you on.
Okay. I
Okay.
think we can work something out.
Sure, that'd be great.
It's just my schedule is crazy right now. I know that's like we're all at home, but like it's survival over here.
Busy,
Oh, I
busy.
know. And then you have to deal with all the family together, and you're not
Yeah,
even.
it's
It's like suddenly you spend all this
meeting.
time
Yeah,
together.
Yeah.
everyone's cramped
That
up.
was that was my week last week, up until yesterday, and then Greg went to work today. So
Yeah.
it's like finally I'm alone.
You tell Greg to be
No. Huh?
be safe. Greg. Tell Greg to be safe out there. There's too many
Oh, I
nuts.
will. I will.
So,
All right. Good night, Tanya. Thanks for coming.
yeah, good night, Doc.
PKs. Yeah,
Good
I
night,
will. I love
everyone.
Greg. Don't get me wrong. Greg is great, but you know how it goes. Too much
Well,
time.
too much time on my hands. Is that
Um, we actually had a lot of fun while he was off.
So much
So
time.
we did a lot of dancing in the barn
dancing?
until I couldn't breathe anymore, and then my foot hurt.
And my foot hurt? Well, yeah, okay.
No, well, my broken foot, old
Oh,
injury.
yeah, you're
Okay,
broken. It's that club foot you've got. I know. I
it's
understand.
not a club foot.
I thought you said you drug it behind you when you went into these buildings and everybody stared at you. What the hell's wrong with you?
Okay, stop it. All
Okay.
right. Boomer, thank you for coming in. Haven't seen you for a little while, so it's cool to see you tonight. Let's
Hi,
see.
Boomer.
Human, always love having you. Wonderful
Human's
human.
been running around. He's been on all our shows, I think, on Uphill Media
He's
lately. Thank you, Human.
he's always on Uphill Media.
Right
That's
on,
I think
Human.
that's where I met Human was up on Uphill Media.
Yeah.
Um, well, in the chat there. So, Rich Diana, thank you for coming.
Rich Diana. Yeah, nap time.
Did I miss anybody, Dee Dee? Thank you for coming and thank you for all your comments. You're now a member of our family officially with the wrench. So
Keith Hayes.
take care of it.
Say good night to Pat, the
Okay,
Batman.
I gotta set up the end.
Yeah, set up.
So keep saying goodbye to people.
Bye,
Goodbye.
Pat. Bye,
So
everybody.
long. So long. Yay.
Yay!
Thank you,
All
Human.
right, guys. I love you all. Be back for sure Monday. If not before then, check out Uphill Media and War Media, and yeah.
Lots of shows.
If I get if he sends me the update, I'll also put a notification in my community section if he sends me the link and everything, so you can see it when it is and up
Night,
the time and everything. Okay, all right, y'all. Night, love y'all. We will talk to you soon.
Bye.